Hey everybody, welcome to another action-packed, exciting episode of Scotty's Record Shop. Before we get to the subject at hand, I just want to say welcome to our new subscribers. We got a couple of new subscribers, and as always, I say it every video. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really sincerely do. Um, Subject at hand is ranking the Eagles' studio albums. Um, Now, obviously, Hell Freezes Over isn't going to be in here because it did have studio stuff on it, but a big chunk of that album was live. So we're not going to include that. We're not including live albums, obviously, studio albums. We're not going to include compilations. Okay, so just the studio albums, and these are my opinions. This is where I feel what I feel right now at this particular point in time. Um, your opinion, your mileage may vary. Let us know what you think. What do you think is the best Eagles album? You know, let me know down there in the comments, okay? All right, so let's get to it. Start off with their last album, which I do not have on vinyl. I have it on CD. Long Road Out of Eden. Um, we do almost every video we say this. What's the biggest problem with this video or with this CD? Double album. And this is a long album. I haven't listened to this for a while. It just seemed like it went on and on and on. And there are some good songs on here, and I think if they would have cut it down to a single album, I think it would have been a lot better. I think most people put this at least towards the bottom. So, but it's okay. It's got, How Long is a great song, even though they didn't write it. Great song. It's an old school Eagles song, so really like that. But anyway, at the bottom, or my least favorite, this one by the Eagles. Okay. Next one, this one, I struggle with this next album because there are times when I want to put this a lot higher. There's times when I'm in the mood for it more. So this could probably go a couple of notches higher on any given day. But today I'm just, I'm not in a super country mood. So you know where this is going, don't you? Probably I don't think probably, their most country album, Desperado. A fantastic album. Again, I really have to be in the mood for this. Great songs on here. Obviously, the funny thing is the biggest hit off this, few singles were released off of this album, and they all didn't do all that well, even though they're kind of classics now. But the one song that they didn't release here in America off this album, let me turn it right, was Desperado. I mean, it's the song that got the most airplay. It still gets the most airplay off this album on classic rock radio. Covered by Linda Ronstadt. But they didn't issue it as a single. I think that would have done a lot better on the pop charts. A good album. Outlaw Man. I love Outlaw Man. Another great song on this album. This is the second pressing, by the way, from about 1974-ish or so. All right. Next one is their first album, their debut, Eagles. This is one of multiple copies I have. This is damaged a little on the back here, but there's a reason that I keep this one, and I'll show you. Because some people really don't realize this about this album, the original first pressing of this album. Some people don't realize that it was a gatefold. Now check this out too. It's upside down. So it was kind of screwed up on how this was done, and it didn't last very long. Of course, they went to the original. They went to what pretty much everybody knows of as just a single sleeve, but it's got the original inner. And just so you guys know, because there weren't too many, the only two albums that had this particular label variation originally was this album and the Desperado album, and that's what your original Elektra label looks like from 71, well, 72 actually they were formed. So we're talking 72, and 73. So that's my next great songs on here. You know, obviously classics, Witchy Woman, Take It Easy, which is still a staple in their, come on, get in there. I'll do this after. A staple in their set. All right. Next one is really what I consider legitimately their last album as the Eagles that we know and loved. And that's The Long One. Or, I mean, The Long Run. They refer to it as The Long One. When this initially came out, I really, really dug it. I still really dig it. But as time goes on and I compare it to some of their other work, and as I get older, it's where it is. Still a great listen. 3 hit singles off this, you know, Heartache Tonight, I Can't Tell You Why, and The Long Run. But In the City, Joe Walsh is In the City, is fantastic, and Those Shoes is a killer song. Killer song. Not a single, but it got played a lot on FM radio up here in Maine. So there you go. The Eagles from 1979, The Long Run. Okay. On the Border. Now, the next 2 albums, quite honestly, are almost interchangeable, depending on the day. I just feel equally the same about either one of them, and if I think too much, I'm going to switch them again. So I'm just taking it. This is where it is. Okay, 1974. This is the first album with Don Felder on it, and it shows. This album has some much harder rocking stuff on it. James Dean, On the Border, already gone. You know, yes, it's got Best of My Love on here, which was their first #1 single, by the way. Which was kind of a leftover from the sessions they were doing in the UK before they ditched their producer and came over here and got Bill Szymczyk. Is that right? Szymczyk? I think that's how he's paid. Anyway, starting to sport a more rockier kind of feeling on this album. A really good album by the Eagles. 1974. This is an original pressing, by the way, with the kind of a textured kind of sleeve. Really nice. Again, these 2 albums interchangeable for me, kind of, in a way. We're talking about one of these nights. Depending on the day, I can switch these. A fantastic album. The last album with Bernie Leadon. He was kind of the last of the countryness that they kind of had. I mean, they yeah, really, you know, he was a purist. This was a massive album for them. #1 album for them. You get One of These Nights, which is the #1 single. Take It to the Limit. And Lion Eyes were from this album. All 3 huge hits. Huge album for them. Just so you know, in case you are not into the whole vinyl thing, I'm going to show you what the standard Elektra label looked like for that particular time. 70s, mid-70s. That's what it looked like. Oops, there you go. Yeah. And again, this is also an original pressing. Let me get this back in here where it belongs. It's also original pressing. And this as well had a kind of a textured kind of cover. Really cool. Well, we're at #1. And it is what it is. Overplayed. Absolutely. You know. Is it... It is what it is. You know what it is, kids. Why am I doing this? Hotel California had the 8-track when it first came out in late 76, early 77. It was a family thing. We had the 8-track player, and we had this. And this is a 180-gram pressing. Great sounding pressing, by the way. I'm just saying. And this is it. To me, this is where, again, even though this is overplayed, some people are like, this is the epitome of perfection that we hate. You know, there are a lot of people that hate this album because it is so perfect. But it really is. There isn't a dud on this album. Honestly, even though there's a few songs that I probably, if I never hear them again, it's okay. Still, this would be a desert island. I've never talked about desert island records that I would take with me. 10 or 20 albums. This probably would be one of them, just because it's like a warm, comfortable blanket. This thing has been with me for, well, it's almost 50 years now that it's going to be celebrating its 50th anniversary next year, the end of next year. So it's been with me for pretty much 50 years, most of my life. So, fantastic album. My favorite album by the Eagles, 1976's, late 76, Hotel California. So, let me know again what you think down here in the comment sections. What's your favorite Eagles album? Do you even like the Eagles? Some people really hate the Eagles. I get that. Wasn't there an incident once where somebody shot somebody for playing the Eagles? Like a roommate or something? I seem to remember something like that. I was like, okay, that's really hating the Eagles. Maybe taking it a little too far. But anyway, let me know what you think down here. Also, please, 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 please like and subscribe and share. The channel is growing, and it's growing incredibly slowly. And it's easy for me to get a little impatient because I want things to happen. I want this stuff to get out to more and more people. Just do me a favor and help that happen. Help that algorithm thingamajiggy in YouTube to push this stuff a little more. Like, subscribe, share. Until next time, everybody, peace and love.